Imagine this. It's Friday, your direct deposit hits, and for a couple of minutes you actually feel rich. You peek at your banking app at lunch, you're like, okay, I can breathe. Then you blink, a few bills clear, you grab some DoorDash because you're exhausted, you fill your tank once, maybe pick up groceries, and by Tuesday night you're already wondering, where the hell did it all go? It feels like you're on this endless loop where your paycheck is just passing through your account on its way to everyone else. If that sounds familiar, you're not broken. You're just playing a money game that's been set to hard mode by default. Your rent's high, everything's more expensive, and the only budget you have is this vague mental list of, I think I'll try to spend less this month. Then the month actually happens, life hits, and that mental budget loses every single time. The result is that low-grade stress that never really leaves, whether you're making $15 an hour or a solid salary. Hey, I'm Dylan from Dylan Investments. Money talks, and I translate it for you. And today, I want to show you a simple money system, something you can literally write on one sheet of paper, that turns your paycheck from chaos into a calm, predictable flow. Not a spreadsheet with 94 categories. Not a no-fun-allowed diet for your wallet. A system designed for actual U.S. workers with real bills, real stress, and not a lot of spare time. Here's the idea. Right now, your money probably shows up, hangs out in one big pile, and then leaks out in every direction. What we're going to do instead is give every dollar a job before it escapes. Think of your paycheck like a group of workers showing up to a job site. If no one tells them where to go, they wander around, waste time, and leave early. If you assign them clearly, you go here, you go there, you build this, suddenly the whole project moves smoothly. Your project is your life, your rent, your food, your gas, your fun, and your future. To make this feel real, let me introduce you to someone I'll call Maria. She's 28, works at a hospital in billing, and takes home about $2,400 a month after taxes. She pays $1,000 in rent for a small apartment, has a car payment, a couple of credit cards, and she buys lunch at work more often than she wants to admit. Every month, she tells herself, okay, this is the month I get serious. And every month, the exact same thing happens. She starts off with good intentions, then mid-month she's confused, and by the last week she's just trying not to overdraft. On paper, Maria's numbers aren't impossible, but her system is. Her paycheck hits one checking account. Her rent and car loan are on autopay. Netflix, Spotify, and her phone bill all pull out whenever they feel like it. She uses the same debit card for everything. Rent, gas, Starbucks, Target, random Amazon stuff at midnight, and that emergency pizza. At any moment, she has no idea what part of that balance is actually safe to spend and what part belongs to bills that just haven't cleared yet. So, of course, she feels anxious. The anxiety isn't coming from the app. It's coming from the fact that the money in that app has no clear jobs. Think about it this way. Maria doesn't have a budget problem. She has a structure problem. There are three big things going wrong for her. First, all her money sits in one big soup, so she can't see what's already spoken for. Second, she pays everyone else, landlord, lenders, subscriptions, before she pays her future self. And third, she tries to remember her spending plan instead of letting the system remember it for her. That's not a discipline issue. It's just a bad design. So what do you do instead? Here's where it gets good. Instead of one messy checking account doing everything, we're going to create a simple three-part system. You can think of it as 3 buckets or 3 bank accounts. I like to call them bills, spending, and future you. Don't worry about the names, worry about the jobs. Bills keeps your life stable and your obligations paid. Spending is where your day-to-day living happens. Groceries, gas, coffee, the stuff you swipe for all the time. Future you is where you start quietly breaking the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. Emergencies, savings, goals, and debt payoff. Let's start with the bills account. This is the boring but essential one. Into this account goes the money that pays the predictable stuff. Rent or mortgage, utilities, phone, Wi-Fi, minimum payments on debt, insurance, and any subscriptions you decided are actually worth keeping. The goal is that every time one of those hits, the money is already sitting there waiting. No drama, No last-minute transfers, no please don't bounce. If you can, you also keep a small buffer in there, maybe 50 to a couple $100, so if a bill is a little higher one month, you're still okay. This is the account that keeps your life from catching fire. Next is the spending account. This is the card you're actually swiping. All the flexible stuff goes here. Groceries, gas, eating out, small Amazon buys, pharmacy runs, random I deserve this purchases. This is your live your life money. The key is that the amount in here is what's truly available to spend for the week or the pay period, not your whole paycheck. When this account gets low, that's not a sign you're failing. It's a signal that this week's money is almost done. It's like using old school envelopes, but with one card instead of 20 envelopes stuffed in your bag. Finally, there's Future You. This is the account most people don't have. It's why they stay stuck. Future You is not a vague idea. It's a real place your money goes. This is where you build an emergency fund. This is where you stash money for bigger, less frequent things, car repairs, annual insurance, holiday gifts, that trip home to visit family. And once you got a small cushion, this is where extra debt payments or early investment can come from. The important part is the order. Money goes here automatically before you see it in your spending account and decide whether to do something responsible. So how do you figure out how much goes where? Here's the simple version. Look at your last month or two and just get rough numbers. How much total went to fixed bills? How much went to flexible stuff like food, gas, and fun? If your income is pretty steady, you can turn that into percentages. Maybe your life right now looks like 60% of your take-home going to bills, 30% to spending, and 10% to Future You. Or maybe it's 70/25/5. It doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be honest. The first goal isn't to create a beautiful budget. The first goal is to see your reality clearly enough that you can direct it on purpose. Let's go back to Maria. She looked through her bank statements and realized that out of her $2,400 take-home, about $1,400 was going to fix bills, $700 was going to everyday spending, and $300 was just kind of disappearing on random stuff she couldn't even remember. We decided to start with 60% to bills, 25% to spending, and 15% to Future You. That meant each month she'd put around $1,440 in bills, $600 in spending, and $360 in Future You. Not forever, just as a starting point. Already that feels different, right? Same paycheck, but now every dollar has a lane to drive in. Okay, so what does this look like on payday? Let's say you get paid every 2 weeks. Take those percentages and apply them to your paycheck instead of your month. If you bring home $1,200 each paycheck, maybe $720 goes to bills, $300 to spending, and $180 to Future You. You can do this by setting up multiple accounts at your bank and splitting your direct deposit, or by having your paycheck land in one place and automatically transferring out the right amounts on payday. The important thing is that you don't rely on remembering to do it manually. You want this to happen even on the days you're tired, stressed, or busy. Now, picture this moment because it's where a lot of that anxiety is born. You open your bank app on a random Wednesday. Right now, there's just one number, and you're guessing what's safe. With this system, you open the app, and it's like, bills account. I don't touch that except for bills. Spending account. This is my real allowance until the next paycheck. Future You. This is not for impulsive Amazon buys. This is building my safety net. Suddenly the question isn't, how much money do I have? It's, am I staying within what I already decided for this part of my life? That shift sounds small, but it's everything. Let's talk about low income for a second, because you might be thinking, that's cute, Dylan, but I barely cover my bills. Totally fair. If your bills currently eat 80 to 90% of your take-home, your percentages will look different at first. You might start with something like 80% bills, 15% spending, 5% Future You. That 5% might feel tiny, like what's the point? The point is that you're building the habit and the identity of someone who pays Future You, even if it's 10 or 20 bucks per paycheck. As your income grows, or you cut a bill or pay off a debt, it's much easier to turn that 5% into 10% or 15% than it is to start from zero. There's also the reality of a regular income. Gig workers, tips, commissions. If that's you, Your system just needs one extra layer. Instead of trying to budget off your best month, you build your bills number off your average or even your worst reasonable month. You figure out the minimum amount your bills account needs each month to keep the lights on and a roof over your head. Every time money comes in, the first chunk goes to bills until that monthly target is covered. The next chunk goes to spending, and the rest can go to future you. It's the same three-bucket logic, just applied in rounds instead of on a fixed schedule. The first month you do this, I'm going to be honest, it will feel messy. You might underestimate how much you actually spend on food. You might realize your fun spending has been higher than you thought. You might set 25% for spending and then be like, yeah, no, that's not realistic with these gas prices. That's not failure. That's data. The first month is a test run. You adjust. Maybe spending needs a bit more and bills can be a bit less. Maybe you find one subscription to cancel so you can bump future you from 5% to 8%. The win is that you're driving now, instead of just sitting in the back seat while your money swerves around randomly. Maria's first month was rough. She blew through her spending account early and had to borrow a bit from future you to get through. Instead of beating herself up, she and I looked at the numbers. We saw that her work cafeteria and random Target trips were the main culprits. So she decided on one small rule. She'd bring lunch 3 days a week and only go to Target with a list. The second month, she still wasn't perfect, but she didn't have to raid future you. By the end of month 3, she had $600 in her emergency fund for the first time in her life, and, more importantly, she knew exactly where her money was going. Same job, same paycheck, completely different level of control. If you've ever opened your bank app and felt that mix of dread and confusion, this is the moment where that feeling gets built or dismantled. It's not built on the day you look at the app. It's built on payday and how you split that deposit. When you carve out a bills account, you're building stability. When you give yourself a clear spending account, you're building freedom without guilt. When you feed future you automatically, you're building safety and options. The paycheck to paycheck loop doesn't break because you memorize a budgeting rule. It breaks because you change the path your dollars walk every single time they show up. Now, if this is clicking, the logical next question is, okay, once I have this system, what's the best way to use that future you money? Do I build savings first? Do I attack debt? Do I start investing? That's a whole separate conversation, and it deserves its own deep dive. But none of those strategies matter if your money is still swirling in one big, unorganized soup. This simple three-bucket system is like the foundation of a house. It's not the prettiest part, but if you don't pour it right, everything you build on top will crack. If you want more of this neighbor who actually explains the money stuff in plain English type of content, you know what to do. Stick around, hit the buttons, and I'll keep walking through this with you. You don't have to turn into a finance nerd. You just need a system that respects how your real life works. Your money doesn't have to feel like chaos. It can feel like a flow you actually understand and control. I'm Dylan from Dylan Investments. Money talks, and I'll keep translating it for you. Have a good one, my friend.